February 17th. It's 6:30 and we are going to we're going to create episode 2 of Cooking with Daddio. Makenzie has a special request. She doesn't like meat, so she requested that I show her how to make a Cajun pan-seared chicken breast. So that's what we're going to be working on tonight. So also too, we have my special little microphone I learned from my first episode, which didn't turn out so well, that we needed a microphone. And I also have my watch where I can see where the camera's pointed. I can also pause, start and stop my iPhone. So we got a few improvements tonight, and I've got the camera set up horizontally, so it's not some narrow little cropped video that was in the first one. So so we're going to go ahead and get started here. Okay, I'm back. First thing we're going to do is lay out some cling wrap right here on our cutting board, and we're going to use this to pound out our chicken. And we're gonna pound out our chicken. I'll be right back. With this little hammer right here. Right here, see, hammer. We're going to take our 2 chicken breasts, which are going to equal 4 when we're finished, and we're going to butterfly them, and then we're going to, after we butterfly them, we're going to pound them out nice and thin. Okay, so to butterfly, we're just going to take these chicken breasts and we're just going to cut them right down the middle. They're nice and thick. So our little cling wrap is getting in the way a little bit, but here we go. We're going to just cut them right down the middle. We're going to butterfly them open, just like that. See that? I'll hold it up to the camera here in a minute. There we go, nice and butterflied. We're going to make 2 little chicken fillets here. So we're going to cut them all the way through. And then we're going to do the same thing to this one. Okay. We're going to cut it right down the center there, lay it on its side. And see, we got a nice butterfly. And then we're going to lay this one out as well. And there we go. Okay. And we're going to wash our hands right after this. After handling this chicken. Okay. And get our little paper towel. And then we're going to lay them out just like so. And then we're going to take another piece of cling wrap and we're going to lay right over the top. There we go. There we go. Okay, now we got that laid out. Put our knife in the sink. And we're going to pound them out on both sides, nice and thin. Make it nice and tender. Each little chicken breast here. There we go. Okay. Nice and thin. Okay, I'll show you a little trick. You can just take this and flip it over and do the other side. There we go. Nice and thin, tender. Okay. Okay. And there we go. Nice little chicken fillets. Okay, we're gonna be right back. Okay, now as you can see, I've replaced the cling wrap with some parchment paper because it's a bit larger. And we're gonna be coating these with olive oil, and then we're gonna be sprinkling some Riley's Cajun seasoning on each of these once we get them coated. And then we'll be moving on to the next step. Okay, we've got a nice single origin organic extra virgin olive oil that we're going to use to coat our chicken. So we'll get a nice coating on each of these. And then we're going to rub that in and get a nice coating there so that seasoning sticks. There we go. We're going to flip it over. We're going to do the same. I'm going to take a little paper towel, clean our fingers. And we're going to give it another little coating. Whoa, there we go. Not too much. There we go. Okay. Give it a nice coating. Get that both sides coated nicely. Okay. We'll go ahead and clean off the fingers again. And then we're going to move on to our Cajun seasoning. Okay. Okay, now we're going to sprinkle each of these with a nice coating of Cajun seasoning. We're going to do both sides. Uh-oh. I'm going to have to pause. I think Mr. Baxter has to go outside. Be back. Okay, I'm back. Let Mr. Baxter out. Now we're going to do the other side of our chicken here. Nice liberal amount of seasoning. To have a nice Cajun flavor. Okay, there we go. Okay, got a nice coating on there. And the next thing is we're going to have to clean our hands, and then we'll move the camera over to the stove. Okay, we're back to the stove. We're getting the pan hot. The other thing to remember is if you ever have the opportunity to put in a range hood, you want it to be able to extract the most amount of air as you possibly can, because the key to good cooking, you want to be able to put a nice dark sear, which creates smoke, and you don't want your smoke detectors going off. So you want a very powerful range hood, which I had to argue with our builder, the guy that redid the kitchen, put in a very powerful range hood, which I just cleaned tonight too. Got it all nice and spiffy clean. We're going to go, this may get a little noisy, but we're going to go ahead and crank this thing as high as it'll go. And then we're going to use some avocado oil, because it withstands heat really well in the pan. I'm going to put in some avocado oil. We're going to get this pan nice and hot, and it's going to create a lot of smoke, but that's going to be key to our Cajun chicken and getting it seared nicely. So The next thing, oh, see, we're also getting some smoke. We're already getting some smoke off the pan. So we're going to do, next thing I want to mention too is that you don't want to crowd the pan. It's only 2 chicken fillets at a time. So we're going to pick these up. We're going to put one in there. And we're going to pick the second one. And we're going to put that one in there. Look at that. And that's going to get nice and hot. Look at that smoke coming off. It's all going up the exhaust fan. So that's good. Like I said, we've got that on the maximum amount of exhaust. So we're going to let this get really dark on one side, and then we're going to flip it over. Okay, so once again, there's a lot of smoke coming off this pan, but we've got the vent hood on its highest setting. It's sucking all that smoke up and out of the house. Sometimes you'll buy a house that has a vent hood that recirculates the air. We actually had one that was above a microwave. Doesn't even take the air out. It just recirculates it. We never want anything like that. Also, too, it looks like Mackenzie's working on some Bertha bread starter over here. Getting that warmed up, ready for a nice loaf of bread. So here we go. We're going to flip it over. We should have a nice dark char. Make it delicious. Oh my goodness, look at that. Oh wow, that's like perfect. That is perfect. So we're gonna let this other side get nice and dark, just like this. Okay, family and friends, this char would not be possible without this hot pan, and this hot pan would not be possible without this exhaust fan. So we're going to check the other side. Look at that. Oh, caramelization means flavor. So we're going to go ahead and move this off to the cookie sheet because we're going to put it in the oven at 350. Just make sure it's nice and finished. And then we'll be back. Okay, as you can see, these look delicious. And look at that. Look at that crust. We are going to put it in the oven just for a little while, just to make sure it's cooked through. And then we've added the other 2 chicken fillets here to the pan. Again, we started out with just 2 chicken breasts. And we butterflied them, cut them in half. And now we're putting a nice sear on the other 2. And then once we get these out, we'll decide whether we cut them up into nice little pieces or whether we could leave them whole and make a nice sandwich with some cheese. So anyway, we'll figure that out later. Okay, I don't know if you can see, but there's a lot of smoke coming off this chicken right now. Let's go ahead. Oh boy, look at that. Look, oh my goodness. Look at this. This is going to be absolutely delicious. I push that around in the pan, get those juices. Woo! Turn it down just a little bit and let that other side cook. And we should be good here in a few minutes. Okay, so looks like we've got both sides. Look at that. Ooh, baby. Nice and dark and brown and caramelized. So we're going to go ahead and we're going to move this over to the cookie sheet. We're going to turn off this pan. We'll move it to the back burner here to cool. And then we're going to put this in the oven at 350. Just make sure it's cooked through. And then, let's turn this off. Okay, nice and quiet. We'll make sure these are cooked through, and then we'll get Makenzie in here to do a little sampling. Okay, we're back. So while The chicken was finishing in the oven. Did all the dishes, so we got all the dishes done. So we're gonna turn off the oven. We're gonna take out the chicken and take a look and see how. Whoa! Look at that. Does that look beautiful or what? That looks yummy. And we've lost some of the juices, but should be okay. So now we're gonna get Makenzie in here to do a little sampling and see what she thinks. Be back. Okay, let's take chicken breast over here and move it over to the cutting board. And then we've got Makenzie making a little cameo in the video. So let's go ahead and slice it up and see how it is. Okay. We'll see if Makenzie approves. Okay. Lay that down. Get us a nice little fork. No our fingers. Okay. So let's try with our fingers.
Hot.
Mm. Mm, mm, mm. Delicious. Well, family and friends, until the next video, we're signing off.